Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check. Happy weekend guys. I hope you had a great week with 1010 portal, with quite a few planetary transits. We just had Pluto turn direct last night. I don't know whether to say congrats or not, but Pluto has been wobbly, and although it's a big planet and planet of big change, it's kind of, when it spins, like if you think that that planet stays, asteroid, right? Pluto technically isn't a planet anymore. If that planetary body usually stays in the same sign for good 15-20 years, then when you think that it keeps going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius, retrograde, direct, every few months for a couple of years now, it's a lot to take on, and it's been time of transformation. It's essentially us fully anchoring the energy of Aquarius, hence the age of Aquarius, and Pluto is gonna settle in Aquarius for the next 20 years, but yeah, it's been tricky. So what it means roughly is that it's been a season of change. At least the harder times are over, or will be over very soon, and then it will be the settling period, when we are integrating, when we are understanding why certain events happen to us, etc. So let's start with an oracle card. Today I'm using the Cosmic Journey Oracle. For Divine Feminines, we have fulfill your destiny as a cosmic change maker. Yeah, I was just talking about the cosmic changes. But yeah, the truth is, of course, even though each one of us is not a big planet, so maybe we don't cause as much impact on the humanity, or at least so it seems. But as light workers, first of all, we're still very much like a huge body of energy, right? And of course, the impact that we create depends largely on the vibration and frequency of our energy, on our intentions, our views, where we are basically mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So to me, this reminds us one more time that, with the way we deal with ourselves, the way that we spend time on, sorry guys, I'm gonna do this so the light doesn't wobble. A little bit of a chain of reaction there. So where was I? Yeah, so when we approach ourselves in terms of our health on all levels, our well-being, our personal growth, the way we expand our gifts, the way we approach light work, it's not just about us or even, a few people in our surrounding. It is creating a global change, and it's important to remember. By the way, I've got my Hermit Tarot deck with me today, so I then will post some messages between the twins with my talking cards, as I'm calling them. Let's see what we have for the masculines. 34. You're perfectly imperfect. That's the uniqueness, right? Our uniqueness is in the combination of perfect imperfections. We are exactly the design. And if you think about it astrologically, I've heard those conversations in a few occasions where like true believers, astrologers, they really do believe that, a specific person incarnates in a specific moment in time on Earth, partly because of the natal chart of that person being obviously the transits that's currently happening in the sky, right? So it's a certain flavor, it's a certain pattern, right? It's a certain group of strengths and weaknesses. It also predisposes us to certain worldviews, to certain temperament, to certain karmic events, to certain traumas, to certain victories, right? yeah, it's pretty amazing. So let's see. I'm gonna use the Light Series deck for the main read. I'm so excited to have all of my decks at my disposal that I haven't really used it much since I was back, but I am gonna be using it more now. So let's see what we have, and not to forget they have Hermit Tarot for the last part, Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is like believing before seeing, you know, or set an intention for something that doesn't necessarily seem feasible, but deep down you know it is. Wow. Chariot just fell out. I'm not gonna take it, but to me that's also a message from the universe that a lot more is happening than what you can see with the naked eye. The divine is moving the puzzle pieces, you know, is getting us places, is creating certain opportunities in the universe. So if you feel like it's been pretty quiet, or your brain is starting to tell you that you better start moving, you better start doing, because that's what I spoke about it a lot in my latest episode of my show on patience, that we're so conditioned to action, to be efficient, be productive, to achieving certain goals. And when we don't do it for a period of time, then our brain starts racing. So your brain could be telling you that if you've been a bit more in a hermit mode lately, that you know, like it's time to get out there, to go, because seemingly on the surface things have gone quiet. But trust me that this couldn't be further from the truth. That's the main message that I'm seeing here. Yeah. Seven of Swords is like there is a certain illusion that we perceive, and it could be collective, of course. I don't know, there's so much going on right now, economically, politically, in terms of weather and environment, right? And we are believing the stories that we hear because, you know, our potential, you know, our possibilities in terms of double checking, fact checking, something checking are somewhat limited, right? So we trust what we read, what we watch. But there's definitely, even on that level, there's definitely a lot that we don't hear about, that stays behind the closed doors, but will be revealed in good timing. Speaking of which, we got Five of Swords for the feminine, clarified by Three of Pentacles. So if you can resonate with what I was just talking about, Divine Feminine, this is your answer. To be able to get out of your head, to be able to get out of the loop, that you don't know something, that you're missing out. The answer is in getting out of yourself and helping others and collaborating with others. It's teamwork, it's friendship, it's creative collaboration. There's a wide range of activity here. It could be with your DM, could be without them, but whatever it is, it's this idea of not focusing on what your situation is, but rather understanding how you can help those around you, how you can make not necessarily their life easier, but definitely you can contribute to their healing. You can make their day brighter, I'm hearing things like that. Sorry guys, I need to pick something up here. All right. So yeah, it's really helpful sometimes. It sounds easy, but that's the brilliance of it. For masculines, we have the Two of Swords, clarified by Queen of Swords. Yeah, masculines also have that overthinking. It's a little bit different because this is more like, I don't know whether I'm gonna go this way or this way. this way is more, seems to make more sense logically. This way is where my soul is calling me. But it's kind of illogical, right? Like if it were choosing a person, like do I go for a relationship with this person or that one, the other one is like not very obvious, like some usual type, right? And then there's a question like, is my type really settled? You know, maybe it's changed now, right? But it's not as easy for our brain to absorb and for that information to sink in. But there's some kind of truth that's coming through. And for divine masculines watching, if you are struggling with making a choice, then you can ask, of course, ask your higher power for some guidance. But know that in this situation, it might be easier to postpone the action and the truth will come in, right? But wait for the truth. Be ready for the truth. Be ready that it may be uncomfortable truth, right? It's like if you're opening up the door to that kind of conversation, then have the courage to hear the truth. Additional question, speaking of courage, 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so twins do not want to be in the energy of feeling sorry for themselves, in feeling the hardship of the journey, of the connection, the way it's unfolding, the way, the instability of the connection, you know, how it's like all twists and turns, and there's even a desire to leave all of this behind and walk away, right? Because it doesn't seem like it's getting anywhere, or at least it's not getting to like the victory point, to being together, to being happy together. What do the feminines need to know here? 2 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, you know, choices and planning, right? Like it's like great things take time. Again, watch that episode on patience as a virtue, as an underrated virtue, and I do believe it's true. But it's like, yes, let's say you've made a choice, you've set your intention. Hopefully you've made it clear for yourself, for the divine, you know, in the energy field. And then the bigger your manifestation is, the more, and being with your divine counterpart is pretty big deal kind of manifestation. It takes time for things to fall together, for each of the people to learn certain lessons, right? And then to be able to come back to each other. And you know, with the 2 of Wands, it's like 2 paths that meet at some point, right? For people to plan that mathematical point of meeting exactly to the point when both people are ready. That's, you know, quite the math there. So it's very important to be patient and not to give up just because you don't necessarily see that you're going to be in union a week from now or by the end of the year. Or maybe somebody's already told you that it's going to be by the end of the year, but you have no idea how to get there, and that's why the mind is racing and it's driving you crazy. Masculines, you have another Queen of Swords, just saying, and Ace of Swords. There's so much truth, it's crazy. Just to remind you, that was a Queen of Swords here. So masculines, you need to be really honest with yourself. And for you, I'm hearing, be honest of how much you're ready, really, for this, right? And it's not to run away and say, I'm never going to be ready. I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to make enough money, da-da-da-da-da. I'm never going to be as wonderful and great as my person is, my feminine is. No, it's more about what can you do right now? Because we do get, even if we don't necessarily inquire about the next steps in our journey, through karmic events we are being shown, where like we're being shown clues, right? It's like a roadmap that's presented to us. It's not very long, it's not like 3-year plan, but it's giving us highlights on what to pay attention to, what could be scope of work for personal growth, right? So what are you seeing right now? Or for some it could be even to express yourself more, to be more authentic in the way you are with the world. And sometimes it would mean to be more kind, sometimes to be more inspired, sometimes funny, sometimes strict with clear boundaries, sometimes be able to say no. I am gonna pull messages from the feminines to the masculines right now. Let's see. All right, we'll go with this. Do you even see me that way? And sex, yeah, so feminines are asking, like, masculine, what are you thinking, right? Like, do you want things to get physical? Are we going there, right? Like, it's this, I would say for the masculines, of course, it could be, that's for feminines watching, if the masculines aren't really going that way, it could actually be a compliment, because their brain is wired towards this, and that's their main pull, whether we like it or not. And it will happen even between the divine counterparts, you know, on the physical level and on the mental level and on the spiritual level. But for the masculine energy, it manifests itself in their reality, in their consciousness, as a sexual pull. And yeah, it's a lot more than that, of course. It's not just the physical act, but it also signals to them that, you know, this person is very special. So they actually restrain themselves from just going for it, you know, in a more animalistic way, like they might have done with a karmic relationship. So, but for masculines watching, that's what the feminists are wondering these days. Maybe you'll want to give them a sign, or, you know, show more love, depending on where you are, of course, if you feel guided to. Messages from masculines to feminines at this time. I'm open to compromise, and I think we should slow down. So masculines are saying, I want to continue the conversation. I don't want to be lost in confusion on which way to go. So I want us to talk about it so we can work it out together, and the masculines don't have to be guessing. But they also want to take it slow. And partly I already explained that in the sexual vibe section. So it's not like slow, you know, like maybe in 2 years we'll go on a date. No, not that slow. But still, for them, if they're not pushing for the physical connection, it is taking it slow. And of course, it will be different for everyone depending on where you are in the connection, right, with your twin flame right now. If you are even in communication, right? But even regardless of whether you are or you aren't, this is what the masculines are thinking, right? They definitely want things to work out. They want to find a solution that will work for both. But they also don't want to rush things. They don't want to push. They don't want to introduce control or restraint. And that's actually a beautiful thought if you think about it, because this is exactly one of the fundamental building blocks of a healthy relationship, where you don't really impose your will on it. You don't dictate how things are going to happen or when, right? You, of course, express your feelings, right? You express your intention. You take steps towards the person, but you're open to things unfolding naturally and not just exactly to your schedule based on your plan. And that's what I see the masculines becoming open to. And that's also quite a big deal for the masculine energy if you think about it. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you all. Bye.